Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakudash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Dawadah from the Men of Valor campaign, Greenville, South Carolina. Coming back with another video in sincerity and in truth. Lord willing, it can be edifying. And I saw this piece of information from that channel, Destro Reborn, channel that Apostle Tahar, recommended. I was gonna play the video, but it's better if I just read the article, because he does a lot of memes and whatnot. It's still funny, but nonetheless, all right, yeah, this video about to get done, man. All right, all right. What they say, men lie, women lie, but the numbers don't lie. And the numbers are saying that this system is starting to fail you so-called black women. All right, a system that you trusted so heavily in, that you basically gave up your man for, okay? Hey, you're seeing the latter end of, your liberty. You're seeing the latter end of a failing economy, a failing kingdom that was set up to uplift you. All right, but now the Lord is bringing it down because it's not Esau that's in control. All right, you so-called black women think your daddy Esau is in control when Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, all right, the Heavenly Father in the name of His Son, they're in control. All right, and they see how you move and how you think and how you act toward mainly the so-called black man, but the Israelite man in general. Okay, you have a whole lot more respect for Esau than you do for the men of your own nation. All right, you won't listen to your husband at home, but you'll go do overtime for Esau. Okay, or these women in these government jobs, and now we're seeing the latter end of it. All right, just like these job reports are gonna affect everybody. Yeah, soon a lot of people are gonna be out of work, but it's very telling that this piece of information came out specifically about the so-called black woman. All right, at the same time, you got a 12-foot statue being erected in the middle of New York. You got these women arguing back and forth on the internet about men being not being college educated, them being the most educated women. All right, but y'all are losing the most jobs as of last month. And it's going to continue to happen. All right, as these tariffs continue to set in, all right, we went into the numbers that black women actually hold the most student loan debt, even amongst the other races of women. All right, women have the most student loan debt in general, but black women have the most student loan debt. All right, not to mention you're also the least married, but the most divorced. All right, and a lot of this was talking points, red pill talking points, but once again, we're going into the numbers, man. All right, what did the numbers say? And before you damn so-called black women come to our channels and talking about, oh, you hate your mother, you hate black women. Yes, technically we do hate black women. All right, because what is a black woman? All right, what is a black person? I hate black people in general. You still calling yourself black in 2025, you need your fucking head checked, man. Okay? You don't look up words. You don't know what these words mean. This was something that was put on us. All right, black meaning void of light, evil. It has a negative connotation. So yeah, most of the people, the 2/3 are technically black people. All right, the northern and the southern kingdom, they all black people. They're all void of light. All right, but we're not in darkness. All right, we not black. All right, we got sisters that believe, and they're not black women. Okay, which is why they don't get offended. All right, how come most of these women get offended, but we have sisters that watch us and that believe, and they see how you women move, man. All right, hey, there's something called black fatigue going on. Just nigga culture and nigga woman culture, the women shaking their ass. Oh, it's also coming out that Megan Thee Stallion pretty much lied about, pretty much got Tory Lanez locked up. Because they allege that he shot her, when now there's evidence coming out that he didn't shoot her, which, we figured that through the spirit anyway. All right, but this bitch was being proud, all on the news, crying and shit. Why? Because she was jealous. all right, because he was dealing with both them women. But apparently the other girl looked like she shot her, all right? And that's why, hey, you got to deal wisely concerning these women, all right? The spirit has been heavy on the Apostle of the Heart, different brothers, different elders, to say leave these hyenas alone. Not just the men in this ministry. There's also women that are warning against these hyenas. All right, like that chick, the Crimson Cure, which I believe she's Muslim. All right, but there's a difference between, you got hyenas, you got the boneyard, and then you got lionesses, women that actually move with some decorum, move like they got a father in their life, okay? Move like they have some respect for themselves. All right, but nonetheless, let's get into this article, man. All right, because once again, the numbers about to break it down. All right, this is from the Washington Informer. It says more than 106,000 black women lost jobs last month. Black women experienced the steepest job loss of any demographic group in April, shedding 106,000 jobs, according to the newly released data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Okay? So, where y'all getting this information? Well, check the numbers now. All right, we ain't pulling this shit out our ass. There's several different sources that confirm this with these job reports. All right. Continuing on. The April report shows a significant setback for black women in the labor market, even as the U.S. economy added 177,000 jobs and the national unemployment rate held steady at 4.2%. So as of right now, yeah, people are losing their jobs and stuff like that, but it's still at a steady rate. But what's jumping out right now? The fact that black women have pretty much been affected more than any other demographic, more than black men, more than white women, more than Latino. It says the number of employed black women dropped from 10.325 million in March to 10.219 million in April. All right. It says their unemployment rate jumped from 5.1% to 6.1%, the largest month-to-month increase among all racial and gender groups. All racial and gender groups. What does that mean? What does that mean, man? Don't play stupid. Okay, you've been rebellious. All right, you've shown your hatred towards your men. It was never about equality for you women. You wanted to stand up in our stead. You wanted to be over us as men. And you use your job, you use your careers to basically try to emasculate the men around you. We saw it. It's on the internet. All right, but now, yeah, everybody's starting to lose their jobs. All right, this ain't necessarily just about so-called black women. Everybody about to be losing their jobs. But how ironic that y'all are the first ones that's starting to get hit, man. On top of that, y'all owe student loans. It says, among other findings, the labor force participation rate for black women edged to 61.2%, indicating a loss in employment and a possible decline in overall workforce engagement. The unemployment rate for white women remained unchanged at 3.3%. Hispanic women's unemployment also held at 4.6%. Okay, so theirs hasn't really changed over the last month. All right, but unemployment rate for black women jumped a whole percentage. It says women in other groups generally do not face the dual barriers of racial and gender discrimination that black women contend for. And they got rid of that DEI hire shit, but you just not qualified. Like Aaron Plummer, you're not qualified. Okay, you think because you a so-called black woman that you got to get pushed to the front of the line, and that's not the case. You think somebody owes you something. You think you're so oppressed. Y'all ain't oppressed. Y'all out here can shake y'all ass and show y'all ass, and can't nobody do shit to you. Can't nobody correct you. Can't nobody, control you. Can't nobody do nothing to you. Can't nobody say shit to you. All right, but you can criticize everything and everybody. That doesn't make any sense. It says the overall black unemployment rate rose to 6.3% in April, up from 6.2% in March, marking the third straight month increase and the highest rate since January. So niggas is out here losing their jobs, man. It says, in contrast, black men saw a gain. Black men saw a gain in employment, dropping their jobless rate from 6.1% to 5.6%. So-called black men actually got more jobs in this last month. And black women, so-called black women, have lost more jobs this month. How ironic, man. All right, it's almost like there's a shift that's coming, which we know, once again, ain't no such thing as black, all right, according to nationality, all right? But, for the sake of, the simplicity of this video, we're just reading through it. Asian Americans had the lowest unemployment rate in April at 3%, while the rate for Hispanic Americans was 55.2% and 3.8% for white Americans. HBCU Money reported that the number of black women unemployed is now at a 5-month low, while the number of unemployed black women is at a 5-month high. Okay, I'm seeing what they're saying. So the employment is at a 5-month low, but the unemployment is at a 5-month high. So y'all are losing jobs. Economist William Michael Cunningham, owner of Creative Investment Research, told Black Enterprise that the number of unemployed black Americans increased by 29,000 in April, reaching nearly 1.4 million. At the same time, the total black labor force declined by 7,000. The unusual nature of the increase in black women's unemployment is a testament to the direct result of the anti-DEI and anti-black... Man, get out of here, man. This shit was never for us. All right, you the so-called nigga woman think that she was supposed to have a place in Esau's kingdom. That's what the serpent promised to her in the garden. That's what we're seeing. This is the fulfillment of that. Where she don't got to live under the rulership of her husband. But now, when shit start getting hard, you're going to seek these men. You're going to seek... But guess what? Hey, they're dealing with other women. Hey, they don't have to deal with the so-called black woman. We carry the seed. We can bring you back. We can bring Israelites by putting our seed in any woman on the planet, any race of woman. All right? It's just facts. It's just true, like Elder Yashawama be saying. It's just true. Don't get, you get so frustrated at us for bringing this information out, but consider your ways. Consider your doing. All right, there's a cognitive dissonance going on amongst so-called black women. Now, they're starting to call them out. Even black women are starting to call other black women out. But there's a cognitive dissonance amongst the sisterhood when they see this bullshit going on. They see these women cheating on their husbands. They see these women moving out of order. And guess what? They not saying shit. They all in solidarity saying basically if anybody tries to call that out, they hate their mama or they hate black women. No, man. Y'all dysfunctional as hell. It says, and the direct result of anti-DEI and anti-black focus on the new administration's policies, Cunningham said that this is demonstrably damaging to the black community, something we have not seen before. Cunningham noted that many black women are searching for jobs but not finding them. All right, and there's also reports of them getting snatched up in Atlanta, going to these Indeed ads at people's houses and not coming back out, man. He said eliminating diversity, equity, and inclusion roles and cuts in federal government jobs are key contributors, right? Because these women, these so-called black women, hold a lot of these government-based jobs as well. It says the BLS reported that federal government employment dropped by 9,000 in April and is down 26,000 since January. For black women, the numbers show that those seeking work are not finding jobs. Cunningham said the jobs that have traditionally been a path to stability are disappearing. Nationwide, job growth continued in health care, transportation and warehousing, financial activities, and social assistance. Average hourly earnings increased by 60 cents to $36.06. The employment situation for May is scheduled to release on Friday, June 6th. All right, so that's pretty much it. All right, hey, straight numbers, straight facts, man. All right, so what you gonna say about that? All right, Yeah, you gonna try to blame it on Trump. It is what it is, but you trusted in this system. All right, let's get this. This is Isaiah chapter 31 and verse 1. It says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. Now we know America is spiritually Solomon's spiritual Egypt, the place of our captivity, all right, the land of bondage, so to speak, all right, in a spiritual sense here. So woe unto you, woe meaning destruction. It says, and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, right? You trust in this system, all right, because it is technologically advanced. We are more technologically pretty much advanced than we have been in recent years. Now, America isn't on the level of like China, but, you know, you got cars, you got all, this wasn't around 200 years ago. It says, and in horses because they were very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. And that's what the Lord is calling us to do. To you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American, men and women alike, the Lord is calling you to repent, to seek you the Lord while he may be found, and call you upon him while he is near. Because when Jacob's trouble comes, you won't have a hedge. You won't have a covering. This doesn't just apply to the women. It applies to the men too. But guess who becomes the first casualty of war? Women. Okay, it's just true. Verse 2 says, yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his word, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. Now the Egyptians are men and not the Most High. All right, and they're not even American. They're not men of our nation at that. All right, the modern day Egyptians technically are these Edomites. All right, when you use it in this sense. It says, in their horses flesh and not spirit, when the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that hoping shall fall, and they shall all fail together. All right, and the number one ally to the so-called white man was the damn so-called nigger woman, the so-called black woman. And now he's deserting her, man. All right, he pushing her ass to the side. Don't come back crying to us. All right, you use this system. You use child support. You use these SNAP benefits. And they cutting all this shit, Section 8. Esau about to cut all these goodies, man. Never trust thine enemy. You forget he was your enemy too. But you made a covenant with your damn enemy, man. You in violation. But now you about to feel it. You about to feel that pain. You about to feel it. Let's get this in the next chapter. Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 9, rise up, ye women that are at ease. How are you at ease? You had your jobs. You had your high rises. You know, you living your best life. You having your hot girl summer. You going out to Jamaica. You getting rubbed down by an ashy ass Benjamite. You know, you going on your girls' trips to Miami. Y'all are at ease. The Lord is telling you to rise up. Now we know ultimately this is about America. Like our apostles brought out. All right, but America in itself has taken on this spirit of a woman, you know, and you could damn near say of a so-called black woman. This proud, pomp spirit, man. So rise up. It says, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. And we see the vintage is failing. All right, you women that owe student loan debts, all right, they're going to start garnishing. They would have started garnishing your wages. All right, y'all are, hey. Yeah, man. It's about to get bad. Y'all losing y'all jobs. Y'all owe student loans. All right, men don't want to deal with you no more. All right. Because guess what? Hey, these men of you think you about to jump to these men of these other nations. They see what's going on. They not dealing with y'all ass either. All right, it says, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. And we're seeing the vintage is failing terribly. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. All right, get in a state of mourning. Get in a state of humbleness. Because y'all proud as hell right now. And y'all got the least amount of hair on your head, man. Now that's Isaiah the 3, I believe, starting at like 16. Going into the Lord smiting the crowns of the daughter of Zion, man. All right, that's a token. Yes, the Lord cursed your head, man. It says, verse 12, they shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields and for the fruitful vine. They're gonna be longing for when the economy was up and running and good, man. All right, the storehouses, the grocery stores and shit were full. You gonna long for those days. You know, they're gonna lament. We're gonna finish off here because, hey, man, hey, they threw as hell. We ain't gotta cuss y'all out no more. Hey, the Lord is about to get y'all. This is of the Lord's doing. Hey, Amos 3:6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord have not done it? The Lord is doing it. Take it up with the Lord. No, we don't hate our mamas. You know, y'all weak ass deflecting points not working no more. Not when these numbers start coming out and these bills are due. Then you're going to consider, this is Micah chapter 7 and verse 9. I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. Right? We're bearing the Lord's, righteous hatred. All right, because we sinned against the Heavenly Father. We made a covenant with him and we sinned against him, and the Lord punished us for it. But now he has granted mercy through way of his son Yahweh Shai as a mediator for us to be grafted back into his good graces. It says, and he will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. Verse 10. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? Right? You say, hey, to you women that had men of the Lord, and you gave your men of the Lord a hard time, all right, because you so intertwined with the ways of Babylon, all right, y'all through. That's what you said. Where is the Lord thy power, man? Because maybe not in your direct words, but definitely in your actions. Mine eyes shall behold her. We gonna see y'all. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. What's the mire? Look it up. Mire is the shit, the nasty shit on the ground, man. Horse shit, dog shit, whatever shit. Mud, all that, man. That's how you gonna be trodden down. Y'all gonna come from this lofty estate, and the Lord gonna bring you low, just like he's bringing Esau low. Our enemies are losing. All right, we'll finish off here. This is Sirach chapter 25 and verse 7. It says, there be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children. And that's another thing. We can't have joy of our children here because they're used only as pawns, to get something either out of you, to get some type of support system, or they're going to put you on child support, or they could take your children away, man. You can't discipline your children. So right now, hey, the Lord, he displeased with that too. Man, we're not able to have joy of our children, but we will. We will in the kingdom. It says, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. We're seeing Esau fall. All right, he's going down. That video, Elder Menatazah put up of the brother that had the conversation with ChatGPT, and they broke it down. All right, Esau, your own technology is making you bear, man. All right, but who was right by your side since the garden? The so-called black woman, man. Eve. And now y'all are falling together, man. So, to these so-called black women that want to deal with Esau, hey, go ahead. Y'all are, you on the losing team, man. All right? And guess what? All these women of these other nations desire us, man. And they're open about desiring us. So, hey, the ball's in our court. We win. All right? So, Lord willing, we are able to see the fall of our enemy. And yes, the black woman has been our number 2 enemy, man. She's been a gatekeeper for Esau's ways within your own household. Going through your phone, trying to see what you're doing, trying to control you, trying to usurp authority over you. The Lord, he's seen it, and now he's making moves, man. So I just want to bring this information out. Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Makakadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Till next time, Shalom.